Hello, this is Lee with 82 Game and 12, and this is going to be video number 12. Get a little Christmassy here. Turn out these lights and get a little, there we go. We got the candle that flickers there when the lights are off. But that's my Christmas tree. It needs a little bit something else to it, doesn't it? But Frankie's gonna stick around with us. Maybe I'll have to put a Santa hat on him. I think a little Santa hat I think would work for Frankie over here. This is Frankie. Okay, Frankie gnome. Okay, and then we got Elfie underneath the tree. Okay, and then we have Mom. Mom is the mummy, and we got little Frankie here. And we can turn little Frankie up and let him go across. Let him book across the map. There he goes. Where he ends up, nobody knows. Yeah, he already stopped. Okay, let's get back to back to the game here. Turn that back on. There we go. I still want to back up here. Pitch this book here, Stackpole Military History Series, Carriers in Combat, by Chester Hearn. Get over here to Stackpole Books, but copyright is 2007, and this has to do with the creation of carrier warfare, naval air power, so forth. And so it goes over the Japanese use of carriers. You've got, of course, here's the Midway strike force, their path. And then we got carriers at war. Got, there's a picture of King, Admiral King. We got Chester Nimitz here. And then we have Bull Halsey. Okay, who almost got sacked over the episode. What was the name of that? He chased the dummy carriers, or the carriers didn't have any planes on them or something. So this has to do with the first carrier strikes on the Martian Gilbert Islands, so forth. But there's old Fletcher. Was it Fletcher? Yeah, Jack Fletcher. He was a boat captain, or I guess you call him a boat admiral. He wasn't a air pilot. You know, he wasn't experienced in air combat. There's the Battle of Coral Sea, so forth. This is a great book, got all kinds of good information. And one thing I always look for when I'm looking at one of these historical books is, do they have the diagrams? Do they have the maps and so forth? And yes, this book has all of that. Lots of diagrams, lots of pictures. This is the Hornet getting struck by some Kates, October the 26th, 1942. She becomes dead in the water there. So anyways, that's a great book. Check that out. And I had to edit the last video because I got cut off. My phone ran out of memory, so I had to make some adjustments, offload some stuff and so forth. Excuse me. I just need to get a regular camera where I can use these let's call them thumb drives, you know, to put my videos on, and then just load that all up and load them up to YouTube. But that way I can store them on that, and I'm not wasting all my memory on my phone. That you know, once I upload these up to YouTube, I just delete it off of my phone. Here, if I had the thumb drives, I could save them for whenever. But enough of that. Let's get going here. We last operation, I call it a turn, whatever. It's not really, I guess you can say it's turns, but operation. The Midway operation was picked during the intelligence phase. So, you know, we go to segment the search segment, and there just wasn't anyone close enough, okay, for the air search. I actually have already moved these guys, their movement, and I already pulled the what is it you call it, the chit there for their movement, incident marker. So that y'all kind of missed that. I guess I put it on the other video, but then I deleted it off during my editing. So actually we had, let's see, we had the main body here. The strike force was here, and this one was there, and this one was there, and I roll. This one automatically gets here and becomes spotted. Then the guard moved twice, and then the invasion force was only able to move one. Okay, so no one was close enough. There's not a base here controlled by the Japanese, and the carrier that's here is not within range of these task forces. So, and their focus is on Midway anyways, but still we would, if they were able to identify a task force in their area, they'd want to know, you know. So, but that was not within their range, so they were not successful in that. So we kind of jumped up here. So we did the movement, and we pulled in the incident markers, a submarine, but the destroyers and the task force was able to scare the submarine off. So we didn't have the submarine attack. So then we go to the United States reaction, and there is no fighters for CAP there at Midway now. They're not there. So let's see here. Let me get back over here to it. Oh, that's the con. What's this? What's this at? So there's not any carrier. Well, yeah, I don't. Let's see. We've got, what do we got here? We got 16 and 1, and neither one of those 16 and 1. One has the damage carrier, and this other one has a destroyer flotilla and a armored carrier cruiser. So the United States can't react. There's no land. Well, we do have land, but let's see here. We can't launch land during the reaction segment. So then we go to the Japanese launch segment, and this is for spotted task force and bases, and they're going to attack, of course, Midway. So All right, so we got to pull out the planes and put them on the battle board for, uh, we don't have the invasion force, but the main body, which is main body A. Okay, so we pull them out of here. And let's get a little closer here. Okay, so the main body, we've got the Juno, and of course, then we have these. Okay, then we have the first carrier strike force. Okay, which is going to have the Akaga, Soryu. Oh, it's got the Kaga in here. Kaga, Akagi. Okay, then we got 2 destroyers and an armored cruiser. So that's what we got there. No, wait a minute. We got another. No, that's covering force. Okay, it's a covering force. Okay. All right. And then the guard, they've just got some destroyers. No, they got a light cruiser. So, light cruisers. But we don't have any transports, so none of that's really going to be factoring in. All right, but we do have the Midway base, which we've got the battle going on here. So we put the base over here on the battle board. Okay, and then we're going to put the attack plane. So we start with the Juno. Okay, and we've got fighter and bombers. So we'll just have to roll to see what they do. Okay. So we'll go with the fighter first. We got a 2. Naval fighter is he's gonna stay as cap. So he's gonna be over the Juno. I don't have to put him on the board. There's not gonna be any. See what the bomber does. Okay, the bomber attacks. So we put the bomber down here attacking the base. Okay, then we go to the Soryu. We've got fighter 5. He's going to go escort. The bomber 4. He's going to go to he's going to go to the objective, of course. Then we go to the Kaga. Okay, the bomber damaged. A 1. No, they don't even fly. No launch on the bomber. Fighter 6. He's going to go escort. Okay, then we have the Akagi. Why do they have so many planes? Oh, that's why. There we go. Okay, we've got a fighter, half-strength fighter, and a bomber. Fighter 6. He's going to escort. Bomber doesn't launch. Okay. All right. Thought we had 4. I guess one of them got damaged. 2 of them. One of them, one of them got damaged. So that's all we've got. So we're going to have 2 attack planes. The rest of those are cap. So, okay. All right, we don't have any air-to-air, but we do have anti-aircraft. Okay, so we've got these 2 flying, and they get a roll of 4, or less. Got a 2, so that takes a hit here. And it's not really going to matter which one I hit. Tell you what, we'll just knock this one out. We'll take this one out. So that one's gone. Okay, so that just leaves that 1 there. And you got to get a 1. Oh, and he got a 1. That flips the Midway over. Okay. And then these planes fly back to where they were at. Chicago, Soryu, Akaga, Juno, that's it. Then I can put these back. Sorry, that one goes there. Okay, so we go back up here. Now, we move across here till we get to logistics. Okay. All right, so logistics, we go to the 2 carriers here that are damaged. We're going to have to roll to see which one we might actually get. So we'll just do that, roll both dice. Whoever has the highest dice, that's who's going to be. And there's our dice. So that's going to be the red one. Okay, which is the, I believe that's the Shakakaku. So we roll 1 dice, and it's got to be a 6. And I got a 4. Okay, so nobody gets fixed there. Okay. All right. Okay, we can try to repair all land aircraft. There's not any land aircraft that needs to be repaired on the route. Carrier repair, and that's it. So, Japanese are done. And then up here we move to the US G1. So we'll get out our chart. Should I say chart? It's the player A card. And like I said, I wish we would have got one of these for the Japanese. It would have made sense for the Japanese to have one instead of have to go through the rule book or have printed out something from Board Game Geek, but that's okay. Okay, so we go over here, G1. All right, we can only pick one of these. See, that's the big dilemma. And so we can reorganize the task force, create a new task force, recruit reinforcements. Okay, or replace a naval aircraft. Now, that's what we want to do because we've got the Um, we have Task Force 11. We've got the Lexington. So we want to find the Lexington's. Yeah, we want to find the Lexington airplane counter over here. And where's Lady Lex? There it is, right there on the top. Torpedo bomber. And it goes in here with Lady Lexington. So she's got all of her planes at full strength. So she's ready to get back into action. And let's see, that does have, let's see, she's got some good she got a door, let's see, up there she has a destroyer flotilla. Okay, and a battleship. So they can only move two spaces because of that battleship. Excuse me. No, I'm sorry. Only one space per turn. So there that is. Okay, so next we go to G2. We'll move on the play track to G2. All right, so G2, we got intelligence. We can do a naval air search. Don't want to do that. Seaplane search. Signals intelligence. We can flip all of the carrier strike force that are on the United States part of the defensive perimeter, which is that line there, but we don't need to because they're all in one of the objective hexes. All of this, so we don't want to do that. So what we want to do is we want to draw, like we did before, from the operation chit cup, and we find out that the Nagano counter is drawn. That's what's going to be next. So we'll put that right there. And we got to look to see what Nagano means on the chart here. Okay, so with Nagano, it says both the MO and SO routes are activated. Conduct operations for Imperial Japanese Navy forces. Okay. Including the reaction segment, but not the United States Navy phase. On the MO route, then on the SO route. After both routes have been conducted, their operations conduct the U.S. Navy in administrative phase. During the administrative phase, place the marker in the operations marker display. Oh, okay. So basically, the United States, we're not going to get to move. We're not going to be able to do anything except just the reaction. Then all of our phases are going to be skipped, except for, it says, let's see, conduct the United States Navy. Okay, conduct the United States Navy, something that says blank in administrative phase. So, I guess, okay, I guess after both of the two MO and SO are activated, then I get to make my moves. Yeah, okay. Wording's kind of confusing there, but that's all right. Okay, so that's G2. Now we go to G3, which is going to be the operation actions. Okay, so here I can do a naval operation, or I can do a land-based operation. I can redeploy a task force. I can rebase air units. I think I want to do probably the naval operation. Now that I got the Enterprise, I mean Lexington, not the Enterprise, Lexington, I want to get her up there where she can maybe possibly do some damage, but I can only move one. I can only move one space because of the battleship. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move up. Don't think from Pearl. I don't think I can. I might be able to. No. I'm not going to be able to reach this turn. Next turn, I mean. But when I do that, I can move everybody on that. So I do a naval operation. I can select one route, move any and all task forces and independent naval units using the naval movement rule. So that's what I'm going to do, because I need to move. I got Task Force 11. Okay. And I got these two task forces here. So I can leave Task Force 16 because that's got Spruance, and he can join up with Lexington. Task Force 1 has the Enterprise. So the Enterprise is going to go back there, and Task Force 11 with Lexington goes up and joins Task Force 16. They're in the same spot. Okay, so now I have to draw an instant marker. And it's a submarine, of course. And we've got two task forces here. Okay, so whichever one is the higher dice, that's the one it's gonna go with. And it's going to go with the top one, which is the Lexington. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Good thing is that submarine's only got a strength of 1. What's the deal here? Okay. All right, so with the destroyer, I get to roll. Drop that in the floor. I get to roll a 1 or a 2, and it aborts. I got a 6. Dang. Okay, so of course the submarine is going to go for the Lexington. It's got to have it with a 1. It gets a hit. Got a 2, so it missed. Thankfully, that was a close call. All right, so they go back. Oops. Sorry about that. So we did the operational segment, and then we go to the logistics. So, all right. So under the logistics, which is G4, I can repair a damaged naval unit. Well, guess what? I now have the Enterprise back to Pearl. Okay. She's in Task Force 1. So I get to roll on the naval repair chart, which is right there. I can even get a little closer here. we can. All right. I got a 4. Okay, 4 is a repair. So, the Enterprise, this goes to Task Force 1, and it's repaired. And she can now start getting replacements aircraft. So, that's a success. We're starting to go in the right direction. All right, now we do our administrative phase, which means we take this and it goes into the used space over there. I'm going to take, this battle thing comes off. Take all these orange markers, of course, because now we're going to have two actually on. We got, let's see, what did I say, Nagamo. We got Nagamo, which means both MO and SO. So MO is Moresby and Port Moresby, and SO is the Solomons. So I guess I can use these gray ones. So I'm just going to use these gray markers, blocks. Use those. All right, so we've actually got 2 routes that are being activated. And then we have, that's the MO. And then we have the SO. And I got to look here after, let's see, after they take that objective, I think they have to go back. Let's see what happens here. Let me look here. So spotting, got that. I don't remember. I guess they just keep moving, but I thought I had read something about once they take, then I guess they just move on to the next objective. Okay, let's see. It's the sudden death thing here that I have to look at. Okay, with the sudden death, it says here that the Imperial Japanese Navy wins a sudden death victory if at any time they can capture all the objectives, which let's see, they've got. Let's see, they've got the Solomons already, so they could possibly take Port Moresby. They're in the process of taking Midway. They haven't got close to Aleutians yet. But the other thing is, if all the carriers are sunk or damaged, or an IJN task force begins the INJ phase adjacent to a United States home base. So that means that the Japanese, unless I've missed something here about once they take the objective, they've got to return. Where I come across that, but I thought I come across that already. Okay, so we're going to go with the we'll go with the Solomon activation first. Okay, so that's going to be the search. So we go to the search, and they're going to be able to, I think, they're going to be able to spot the task force there. So, anyways, we've got the base there. So we roll for that. That's the first roll. Okay, 3 spaces away. We roll 1 dice. A 1 or 2 is spotted. Okay, that's a 5. But then we have a strike force right there, carrier strike force. I got a 5, so they didn't. And then they're 1 space away from other task force. We've got the invasion strike force. That's a 2, so they're spotted. Okay, so we flip them over to the spotted side. Okay, so they're spotted. Okay, then we have the Imperial Japanese movement segment. All right, so they're all going to move the 1 space or more, which they have to stop when they get right there. So these 3 are going to move to right here, which means they may not win this. They're not going to win this turn, but they will the next turn. It says if they start. That's the sudden death deal. So, an Imperial Japanese task force begins the Imperial Japanese Navy phase adjacent to a United States Navy home base. So, see, that task force, I don't think I've got any planes, attack planes. I've got fighters. But that's it. That's Task Force 17. So, yeah, let's see. Maybe, yeah, I've just got fighters in that group. So, let's see what we got here. All we can do is go try to naval combat. So, you know, if we look here, Saratoga, Yorktown, they don't have any naval combat factors. I got a destroyer, a armored cruiser, another destroyer. Plus I have Fletcher. Okay. But anyways, okay, so we have the movement, and then we have to have an instant marker. Maybe I can sync something with the instant marker. Who knows? Okay, it says intelligence. That's the one I drew. So I haven't come across that one yet. If drawn during the Imperial Japanese movement segment, all United States Navy task force on the current route are automatically spotted. Yeah, so they're automatically spotted anyways. Okay, so there that is. So now we go to the United States. So what we have here is we got the Yorktown and the Saratoga. And what they have is fighters. So that means we're going to put them into cap, because we know the attack's coming. Then we go to the Japanese launch. Okay. So we've got the invasion force, the support force, and the 4th carrier strike force. Okay. So here we've got the Zukakuku and the Zuhu. Okay, and a battleship. Okay, and the support group and the invasion. And so invasion, we've got a battleship. And then the support. There, that is. We got a destroyer. So all of that's going to the battle board, but first they're going to be launching planes. So let's pull up the planes here. Okay, the Zukakuku only has, it's got bombers. So we'll have to roll for the bombers. Let's roll to see what the bombers do. Oh, they got no launch. Okay. Well, we lucked out there. Okay, then we have the Zuhu. Zuhu. Okay, they've got 2 sets here. So we've got the fighters. What they do. That's cap. So they're going to cap, but they don't really need cap. Bombers is going after, of course, they're going to go after, that's where the battle's going on. They're going to go after one of these carriers. But there we go. We'll attack the task force. So we'll put these over here on the battle board. And I'm going to give Spruance right there. All right, so let's pull back a little bit. All right, so now we bring in the ships. Okay, so first thing we have is the air-to-air combat, which is going to be the Yorktown and the Saratoga fighters are going to be going after the Zuhu bomber, both of them. Okay, so rotor the cap's not doing anything. Okay, so, and what I need is, let's see, I need 3s, because Fletcher is adding his +1 to that Saratoga fighter. So we just need 3s. And I got a 2 and a 5, so that means we get a hit on the bomber. But then he gets through. So these guys are both going to go back. And then this bomber has to weather the anti-aircraft fire coming from these guys. So, all right, so we got the Saratoga and the Yorktown. Oops, right there. Let's get in a little closer here. Okay, so they're both going to fire. I can basically put him back. He don't apply now. Okay. So they're both firing. We got to get a 3 and we got a 2. I got a 3 and a 1. So they shot this bomber down. So the bomber is gone. Okay, so now we go ship against ship. So we're just gonna, let's go back here. So now we're gonna go ship against ship here. We can take this cap back. All right, so let's move these guys to here. And then we'll move these guys to here. Okay, so let's see here. Well, these two can't really fire. But, of course, we want to try to attack those as the Japanese do. They would go after the, like this. So that's how they're going to do it. With these two here. And, of course, I'm going after their carriers. These two would go there, go there. This guy, it's Yorktown, he can't do anything. Oh, that's, yeah, right. So, there we go. All right, so, we'll just roll like this. See if they can get the Saratoga. I got a 4 and a 2. Okay, so the Saratoga is hit, so it's damaged. Goes to the damage box. Okay. And then the Yorktown is hit by the battleship Musashi, I think. Anyways, so we got to roll for damage, though. We got to see maybe they sink. So let's go back over here. Forgot about that. Put this out. And let's see, do we roll? I think we might roll on. Yeah, we come over here to the Japanese side. We're not going to be looking at the American. So we gotta move over here. Okay. Pure Japanese attacking U.S. naval units, hit table. So, the U.S. naval, we got carriers is what we have. All right. And we're just going to do it like that. Roll 2 dice. I got a 5 and a 1. Okay. So the green is a 1. That's no damage. That's just damage. And the 5, Yorktown is sunk. So Yorktown is destroyed. And with her planes that were on her, the Saratoga goes to the damage. Okay, so now we go to see if the Americans are able to do any kind of damage to the Japanese carriers. Okay, so we've got these two on the bottom. These two destroyers have got to get ones, and I did get a 1. Okay, so we've got a damage there, and then we go up here. I got a 5. That's a miss. All right, so we were able to damage we were able to damage a few there. Invasion, I think. That's the support right there. All right, so the target is a light carrier. So I have to get a 3 or 6 to sink it. I got a 5, so it sinks. So we got the light carrier. Okay, so we sunk it. All right, so now we have to check that morale. Okay. If eliminated, let's see. I can't roll. There's only 1 unit there, so I can't roll. It says total the number of eliminated units on each route. If the result of the die is greater than or equal to the number of eliminated units, there's no effect. So I can't roll less than 1. And so there's only 1 on this route. So that's that. So we go to the logistics. We've got, let's see here. So, let's see, land aircraft on the active route. Do we have a land aircraft that needs to be repaired on this route? No. We have damaged units. So we got to roll to see if we're going to repair any of that. So we go right over here and we choose which one we're going to attempt to repair through the dice. The higher dice is looked at, which is the 4, which is the green, so the show who. And they've got to roll a 6. Roll a 3, so no effect there. Okay. All right, so we finished the Solomon MO, SO operation. Now we go back up here to the top and we go to the back here, the MO. which is the Port Moresby. So, and we're not going to have any movement. We've got some, let's see, we got a covering force, covering destroyers, and then the invasion, MO. We don't have any. We don't have any carriers or anything, so they can't find. They can't spot that task force, so that's safe. Okay. So we move about. We don't have the movement. We don't need to move. There's nobody to move on this. So we've got reaction, launch carrier base. We don't have that. Not land. So we can't launch any cap or anything. No land based. So then the Japanese can launch their planes. So we're going to have possibly launching of these planes to hit the Port Moresby. So we've got 2 bombers and 2 fighters. Okay, we're start at the top here to see what they do. 1, he doesn't launch. He goes back. Next. 1, he doesn't launch. I'm just going to roll these together. Bombers. We got the green is a no launch. The red is going to launch. So this one is going to go in. To attack the objective. So here's now where we got the battle going on. We'll just put it there. And got some fighter, but they're on the ground. So, all right. So here we go. Of course, we gotta bring in the ships here because we've got transports, destroyers. Just put these up here. They're actually on the ground. All right. Okay, so anti-aircraft fire is going to be first because that's all we got. And he's got a 3. He got a 4, so he missed. So now the aircraft can attempt to hit the base. Got a 6, so he missed. Okay, so we'll put him back. Okay, then what we have is we've got an amphibious assault. Transport can't do anything. But let's see here. Okay. Fire all units at eligible ground units. Air to ground. We don't have any of that. Surface engagement step. Don't have that. Amphibious assault. Naval bombardment. So naval bombardment is next. Okay, so that means we've got this one and this one. Both of those are firing at the Port Moresby base. And see, we've got destroyer's got to get a 1. Our armored cruiser has to have a 2 or less. Yeah. And they both was ineffective. And then the base gets to fire. Of course, he's firing at this transport. And 4, well, let's see. Is he firing with that? Let's see. U.S. base fires its ground combat factor to conduct attack. So he does get his ground. And I got a 5. That's a miss. Jeez. All right, so nobody succeeded there in doing much. So we put all this back. Port Moresby goes back. These guys go back where they were at, which is the invasion and the covering force. And they're both spotted. These planes go back. All right, so then we go to the, don't have morale to worry about. We go to the logistics segment. And this is where they can look to repair planes. Bases, land, aircraft. So what we have some reduced units right there. So let's pull them off here. Okay. All right, so here they are. Mark them with the red and green, and we'll roll the dice for repair. Okay, so we have to get a, let's see, a 5 or a 6. No, I got a 2 and a 3, so they don't get repaired. Then we go back over here to the carriers, okay, that are damaged, okay. And we roll to see which one is going to get a chance to repair. And it's going to be the Shoho again. Got to get a 6. I rolled a 4, so they don't repair. All right, so now we go to the United States segment. So we go to G1. Right here. And with G1, we've got reorganized task force, create a new task force, recruit reinforcements, replace naval aircraft, replace a land aircraft, replace a coastal defense unit. If a United States task force is in the same space, Okay. What do we got? Task Force 11. Yeah. That's where we want to reorganize. All right. So right here, Pearl, we've got Task Force 11, which has the Lexington, and we got Task Force 16. And what we want to do is let's see, the most, this says it can have 6. All right, so what we'll do is we're just going to combine that all into Task Force 16. So Lexington, Seaplane, and Destroyer all going in with Spruance. They all go in there with Spruance right here. Okay. So that's my G1. So now we go G2. G2 intelligence. What do we want to do here? I'm not close enough to strike. Seaplane server. I guess we could just do choose what's going to be picked next turn. Okay. And it's going to be Victory Spirit. Whatever the heck that is, I'll have to look that up. Total the number of United States Navy CVs and BBs in the eliminated units and damaged units box. So we got 1, 2, 3. And roll a dice, and if it's less than 3, then I'm going to randomly pick 2 operation markers that have already been used and return them. Total the number of Imperial Japanese CVs, CVLs, and BBs in the eliminated and damaged units displays. Roll 1 dice, and if the result is less than the above, randomly pick 2 operation markers from the operational markers pool and place them in the already used display. Okay. What do we got here in Task Force 17 again? See, I don't have any planes in that task force. And I don't have any planes to attack them with. I just don't have I'm not going to be, I just don't believe I can wipe out all of those. You know, I've got these guys. I can make sure I got one. And have to just hope to get a turn around type of deal where they would turn back. All right, let's go ahead and do this then. Okay, so for G2, okay, I did the intelligence. I found out what this is, victory spirit there. It'll be next. But we go to G3, which is the operation. Okay, action. And we're going to do a naval operation. And we're just going to attack with our fleet here with Fletcher. So, and of course the Japanese get to react. So, of course, they're going to possibly send in these bombers. And these fighters can reach. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Okay, so we're going to have this coming from Rabaul in support. Then we're going to have whatever planes we have here. So we've got support. Okay, which we're going to add over here to the battle board. We've got the 4th Carrier Force, Strike Force. Okay. Zukukaku, and the battleship Musashi, I think. Let's look that one up, find out which one that is. Okay, so that's basically what we got going on here. Okay, so I moved them, and then we have the invasion. Solomon's invasion, Solomon's. Support, I got that right. Okay, that's another battleship. That don't look too good. What's Zukukaku got? I think he might only have fighters left. No, he's got bombers. Some nasty valves. Okay, so we're going to have to roll for that. All right, so we got these coming out of Rabaul. We got this from the Zakakuku. And we got to roll to see what they're going to do. So I'll roll these two together. But I'll do the bombers together. It doesn't really matter, but okay, that's what we're going to do. Both bombers, find out what they do. Okay, I rolled a 5 and a 2, and these are land. Land bombers. 2 is no launch, 5 is attack. So this one goes back. So this one goes to attack one of the ships. All right, so what does the fighter do? What does the Zukukaku bomber do? Okay, we got a 1 and a 3. So the 3 is the fighter from the land. From Rabaul. He's going to go actually probably as 3 is escort, but of course there's not going to be any bombers because the Zakakuku doesn't launch. It's a no launch. So we just send him back. This one goes back here, and we go right to the naval fight. Well, no, we've got this one bomber right here. So before we do that, we've got to do our anti-aircraft fire. Okay, so we've got 3, 3, and 3, basically. So all right, we got 2 hits there, so that bomber is going to be destroyed. All right, so now we go to the actual naval fight, and I'm putting Fletcher with that armored cruiser. Okay, so the 2 destroyers, they've got to get 1s, and they're going after the Zukakaku, and I missed. And the cruiser here is going after the big battleship. I guess they'll just do this one down here. I got a 6, so that's a miss. All right, so now Zukakaku doesn't get to attack. We got, see, this destroyer will go against that destroyer. This one's going to leave out, and these 2 are going to go after the armored cruiser. Okay, so first one is here. Got a 4, that's a miss. Now we have the battleships. I got 2 hits. All right, so we got 2 hits on the armored cruiser. So we go over here. Come on. Let's see what we got here. And so roll away. Okay, so this is a armored carrier. So it has to have a 6 to sink it. And we got a 6. So that cruiser with a headed Fletcher on it goes down. So he has to move to one of these destroyers. Which means the game is going to be over. I could roll for the Lexington, for the logistics. I can roll, I think, for the Lexington over there. Yeah. I have to get a 4, 5, or 6. I got a 4, so she, no, that's a Saratoga. But the Saratoga is in task force 17. So no. But let's see, I would have to, let's see if I can add, yeah. Who do I have here? This is what, task force 1 Enterprise. So Enterprise fighters. There's the SBDs. I could add that to the SB. There we go. So they get their SBDs back. But that didn't stop this right here. Right here, the Japanese are right there, and when it's their turn, it's over. It says sudden death. Okay. Yes, a Imperial Japanese Task Force begins the Imperial Japanese Navy phase adjacent to a United States naval home base. So That's the start of the phase. I don't think this Imperial Spirit, Victory Spirit, see what you're doing is you're drawing. So that's the first start of the phase. That's the first part of the phase. So the Japanese were victorious. Eliminated units for the Japanese. Well, I can just show you. Let's pick this up. Okay, so what we have there shows the eliminated units. Okay, these are the eliminated. Okay. So we got a light aircraft carrier. Damage, we've got 2 heavy carriers or regular carriers. Shakakuku and the Sohu. Okay. And things were not looking too good at Midway. Especially not down to Port Moresby either. And then if we look over here, damage, we've got the Saratoga, but here, kind of put these out here. Of course, the bases. There's a lot of bases there. Of course, all these planes. You know, all these planes are eliminated. But we've got the Yorktown and the Hornet were both sunk. And the Solomons was taken. And this armored cruiser was sunk. So lost 2 carriers, a load of attack planes, and a few fighters. But let's back up here. That's where we ended up on all of this. And so, okay, so I'll finish here. This is video 12. Finish with some thoughts about the game. I think this has a lot of replayability because you have the random selection of the counters going to the different task forces with some, some automatics, a certain number of carriers here, certain, but the other thing is you have the randomness of the operation that's going to be taking place. You don't know what operation will be next. It could be the same operation 2 or 3 times right there in a row. And, you as the United States Navy, you have a lot of important decisions to make that are vital to whether or not you're going to be successful. I wasted aircraft, and that cost me the victory. The waste of aircraft early on, haphazardly. I should have used my attacks more judiciously instead of just kind of random. It's a beautiful map. I think the counters are very efficient, and they also, I think, are they're nice to look at. It's an easy game because you have everything's defined. I thought it was going to be a difficult game to grasp. Some of the things I've dealt with decision games with their rules. So I was kind of hesitant at first, about picking this up. But I am very pleased with the rule book. And there's a lot of great historical information that's in the book here concerning these planes. You get to, compare, you know, the planes. Now, I'm disappointed that the Kates, there's no Kates. And were they left out by mistake? Why are the Kates not there? That's the torpedo planes for the Japanese. They were the long lances, deadly. I don't understand why they're not in the game. Maybe somebody can point that out. I haven't seen anything about that, but they're not there. And of course, the Devastators, they were outdated. They were no match for the Zeros coming up out of the clouds, pouncing on them. Especially at Midway, they got decimated. So, entire air groups just wiped out. I think Midway, they say that's the turning point in the war in the Pacific. And it's a very interesting operation and I guess conflict event. Okay. If the naval intelligence had not decoded the Japanese messages and so forth, Midway would have turned out quite a bit different. It really helped for Fletcher to know what was coming his way and so forth. So, but there's so much good information here. They got these maps here, the Coral Sea battle, which was the first carrier versus carrier. You got Midway. Okay. Talks about the anatomy of a strike. All this information right here, just great information provided by Decision Games. I'm very, surprised, with the quality. Shouldn't be, but I am. And not only that, but the rules are pretty straightforward. They're not confusing. And, with the charts and everything on the map, it helps with organization, helps with the playability. So I commend the designer, Joseph Miranda, in Midway Solitaire. And I would recommend this Decision game. Decision Games they've come out with some very good games. And then they've had some that the rules were a disaster. But the D-Day series, which I've got several of those, the D-Day Omaha, of course, and then Tarawa and Peleliu, and I've got Iwo Jima. I don't have the Saipan. Is that right, the Saipan? What's the latest one? But anyways, those are well done, and the rules are easy to comprehend and so forth. So, but I really like this game. It's something that I will pull out and put on my table again. One thing is because I lost. I want to win, but also because it's a really fun game to play. If I'm doing videos, it takes me longer. I'm slower. But if I just set it up and play and get after it, I can probably do it in a much faster pace than I did. This took, like I said, 12 videos. But very exciting. Like I said, there's lots of decisions to make. And you're limited in decisions. You don't get to do everything each turn. Or phase or whatever, you've got one option for each. I guess you could call it phase. The United States has 4 phases during their part of the turn, not counting their reaction to the Japanese. But you're limited, and that I guess is historical in limiting what you can actually do. So, but down here in the Solomons, things didn't go good for me. Same thing with up at Midway. But the loss of my attack aircraft early on was a contributing factor to my loss. So the AI system took it to me. And I'm excited about getting the opportunity to try my hand at this again. And like I said, I suggest if you are, especially if you're a Midway fan, a World War II Pacific fan, carrier fan, that you get this game and experience it. So, happy holidays. Thanksgiving's just next week. I had started up back with Revolution Games and the Blind Sword system, American Civil War. And I was playing Wilson's Creek. I'm trying to get those videos loaded. For some reason, I'm having a problem loading videos for some reason. I've never had this problem before. And all of a sudden, boom, I'm having problems loading videos. So I may have to load them up to the laptop and load them like that, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But I'll get this one loaded up and put this game up, and I'm going to set up Wilson's Creek. I took some pictures and so forth so that I can set things up right where I left off. I did 3 videos. The first video was basically a introduction, and then the second video was the start of the campaign or the game, and video 2 is just video 3 is a continuation. So I'll set that up and put everything back where it was at with the pictures that I took and start from where I left off. So that's what's coming next. And there's a big following on that. I get a lot of views on the blind swords that I've done. So I know there's people out there that are subscribed that are excited about that. I had somebody that even wanted to, had asked me to do the Wilson's Creek. Something else is, don't forget about the sales going on with GMT. I talked about their sales before in a video. Revolution Games is having a great sales on the blind sword systems. If you are enjoying that system, the great time and opportunity to buy one of the games in the systems and play it, and then maybe get a couple more. I don't know how long that sale goes, but there that is. Compass Games has sales going on. It's the Operation Studies Group. Kevin Zucker, he's got some sales going on. Who else? But just go to those websites and check them out. Trying to remember the GMT. I'll have to go back to see what the code was that you had to put in, but I think it's on the website, so you can go to the website, and that has to do with if every customer gets 50% off one game, and this is only until the 19th. So you got until the 19th for the GMT. So, but check all that out. Go to the different websites. You'll see the sales, and get you a game or 2, or maybe you're purchasing something for someone for Christmas. There you go. You got some great sales. This is like Black Friday before Black Friday, and it's lasting more than a day. So go check those out. And I'll see you in the next video, which will be going back to Revolution Games and the Blind Swords with Thunder at Dawn, which will be video 4, picking up where I left off in the last video in that series that I'm doing. So happy holidays, and hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Get to see your relatives and kinfolk and everything. Eat a lot of turkey or ham or whatever it is. And we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks a lot.